All right. Um, How's it going? So here we are today. I made one earlier. I made a YouTuber earlier, but I don't think I'm going to publish it. So um, it's game on. Rabbitohs, right? Here we go. Tonight, Bulldogs. They're going to come out. They're going to try and spoil where possible. We need to, continue to refine and work on those 1% areas as a team, as individuals, get over those second half jitters without over analysing our performances the last couple of weeks where we've got off to a blistering start in the first half, and then the second half we kind of, I wouldn't say we were found wanting, but the teams that we've competed against, I think that their first half efforts were maybe below par. Okay, so they've come out and the contest has been more equal. And perhaps, according to statistics, some of our, areas of our game were below what the first half was. So I guess that gives substance to, the saying or the attitude that, slow and steady wins the race. Instead of just coming out and trying to blow teams off the park in the first 20 minutes, which really, that's what you need to do. You need to go out and stamp your authority on the game in that first 20-minute period. There's lots of energy spent though. So the second half, some guys are going to be found wanting, right? Whether the conditioning is, been quality and we're kind of peaking at the right time physically. Perhaps, I wouldn't, put too much emphasis on a lack of skill, but just, how, the depth of the roster has had to step in and, keep the fire burning. Uh, you know, so there's been a little bit of form indifference between some of um, the more favourable or the top pick of the roster, with certain players. But I think, we've found a little bit of a balance and a bit of consistency. So I haven't been unhappy. I've been quite pleased and um, excited about the growth and the development of those players like the Campbells, the Masters, the Polos, and not to mention that some of the forwards. But um, you know, yeah, we missed the touches of Latrell, but we got is it Corey Allen? He stepped in, and there's AJ. So there's plenty of good things happening there, and we're in the mix. We're in the mix. Like, really, though. Okay, the favourites are the obvious, and they have been for, a large part of the competition with the Storm, the Roosters, and the Penrith. Parramatta have dropped off significantly in the last 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Canberra are there, like, you know, um, and the Knights showed promise as well. But as we get to the pointy end, the business end of the season, and those efforts and need to lift, or the intensity is quite literally, some of those teams are showing that they're capable of taking it to the next level, because the new competition starts in 3 weeks. So the top eight's already been sorted. Just where some of us are going to finish, they're saying that South Sydney could finish in the top four, given some of the other results from those in front of us. Worst case, maybe sixth or seventh, but fifth or sixth could be on the agenda. So, but like, again, if you want to beat or if you want to be number one, you've got to beat whoever's, presented to you. So simple as that. And again, and I've said it before, you only need to score one try to win a game. So your D is where it's at, right? That's it. And people, have tried to break it down into, ball handling and, fatigue and, poor discipline and, giving the opposition more carries or, more ball in good, in a favourable field position or in good ball, as they call it. But really, you just need to defend. Obviously, you want to hang on to the ball for longer periods in good field position than the opposition, and we've been able to achieve that through the kicking game of Renault, because Renault, we're playing sides with bigger forwards, so Renault's been able to turn them around and make them, bring it back out, so. We've been able. We've played to our strength, like Wayne says. What works for us, continuing to work on that, refine that. So, yeah, there's it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be, a Rabbitohs supporter, and yeah, it has been a long time between drinks or premierships, you could say. But this has been ongoing since our reinstatement. The work to get us into being a consistently formidable opponent. Finishing in the top 8 or even the top 4 regularly. So, and we're still working towards that. And Wayne and Demetrio and the other guys that have contributed to that this year, other guys behind the scenes whose names we don't hear, but we know English has contributed, and Burgess and Sutto. So it's it's a beautiful thing. But that was it. So tonight, that's one game at a time. What are your thoughts? I get on those South fan pages, and there's always lots of very positive and supportive, optimistic thoughts, and views, and opinions. But then there's an element in there that just doesn't matter. Like somebody said, even if we lose tonight, we win. What's that? Who says that? And the punchline was that it could see the Broncos finish last. What? Because some people are still going on about the whole Seabold thing. Jesus, move on. He's not even there anymore. Wake up, people. In my wife's language, Heina, oh, that's like, oh my God, really? Yeah, move on. I think Talitsky give him a gobful in there, and a few other people. I'm like, wash your mouth out with hand sanitizer. Yeah, move on. Let's focus on the positives and, true, eh? Look, here, all right, up the bunnies, go the mighties, shove that up against your duck house. What else is there? Glory, glory to South Sydney till I die. South Sydney marches on. Let's go.